Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here live with Andrew Mueller
Hello.
and Nikki Yost, and we're gonna answer some questions that you guys may have about Prime, coming into Prime, want to get your CDL, better your future, and change your life, your
Wow.
family's life as well.
Yes.
Sounds like an intro. We're in our headquarters in Springfield, Missouri. So behind us you can see some trucks.
Yeah.
And we'll let a few more people log on. We did want to cover some hot topics right now. We keep getting questions on Florida and Georgia. So what is the status, Nikki?
We are not currently hiring drivers out of Florida and Georgia, but once we open it back up, you guys on social media will be the first ones to know.
Yep, so just stay in the loop, follow us. We will be sure to announce as soon as it opens. We get hundreds of calls and applications each week from those areas, and we wish you could help you out, but right now we are full. We have over 1,000 drivers from Florida and Georgia in our fleet, and we only have about 8,700.
What about California?
We just opened up California 2 weeks ago, so we're hiring for refrigerated, flatbed, and intermodal out of California.
For company positions only.
Yes.
So if you're interested, we have a CDL training program, and we would love to get you enrolled in that. If you're coming from California, you would start in Salt Lake City, Utah.
So what about Pittston, Pennsylvania, or the other terminal in Pennsylvania? How's that coming along?
Yeah, so I need to post a picture, but Richard literally just texted me yesterday and raised the roof because we literally have a roof now on our on our training facility in PA. So we are super excited about that. We had some delays due to weather, but we have a new training pad out there, and we have they actually have a physical location that's just down the road from the terminal in PA. Have you seen it?
No.
No, it's just really
You
it's
haven't
like
sent me a picture.
right down the hill. Well, I didn't know if you went down there when you were in PA,
I
but
haven't
that'll
been to
open
PA.
up soon. We're already we've been for a long time bringing in students today, but this will just allow us to expand that program and make it even bigger. So we're very excited about that.
So what about the permit? Can I come in with my CDL permit if I go to Pennsylvania?
Yes, you will need your CDL permit if you come into the orientation in Salt Lake City or Pennsylvania. Also, if you're coming to us from Illinois, you would have to have your permit and physical out of Illinois as well.
All right.
So if you're just tuning in, Andrew Mueller, Junior Honduras, and Nikki, we're just answering some questions. If anybody has them, you can answer them now.
All right.
Or answer them. You can ask them now.
All right. It says, what's up, Contractual and Company from Los Angeles, Podcode. All right. So
Nice to
Hi,
see
nice
you.
to
Thanks for tuning in.
Hear ya.
We did have the driver advisory board yesterday. That's why Junior's in the yard. Our driver advisory board was started in 2017. Kind of came out of the ideas from our feedback from our fleet. A lot of people wanted something that was even more, formal than our weekly driver meetings. And so that's why we created the board. And Junior's on that board. Kelvin said, if all the Prime trucks are already automatic, do they have plans that the test be an automatic truck, or will it continue in a manual truck? So we are not doing manual trucks anymore. There are a few in the fleet. Junior has one. But as far as testing out, we are pretty much getting everybody on an automatic truck. We have over 90% of our fleet, they're automatic now.
now what about Washington State? I've heard some things about Washington State, and can I be hired, or yay or nay? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so if you're from Washington, you can't go through our CDL training program. You would need to come in from a CDL school if you're coming from that state.
Or with your CDL?
Yeah,
with
come
your
with your
CDL.
CDL.
So what if I have my CDL and don't have any experience in the last 2 years?
Then we'd love to help you out.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
can. Okay.
Yeah, we can train you. We just can't help you get your CDL up to that point.
Okay, I got
Can't
you.
have you go through our program. So we are hiring from all the lower 48 states. So that's everybody except for Hawaii and Alaska. And then all of the lower 48 states except for Florida and Georgia. So if you're in any other state and you're thinking about driving for Prime, your best bet is to call us up in recruiting at 888-664-9121. I think our contact information is on our YouTube channel, and we can comment below if you want that number. But your recruiter can type in your zip code and see what kind of freight's available in your area and what division you would qualify for.
Also, there'll be a link in the description of this video. So whenever we're done, click on the description and you will see a link to the application. Also, are there any dedicated as far as...
We don't really have dedicated for new drivers. We have mostly regional and over the road. The majority of our drivers are out 3 to 4 weeks at a time away from home. So if you're looking for local, we're not the right place. If you're looking for regional, we do have intermodal out of several states that are hiring right now. Chicago, Illinois is a great area. Los Angeles, San
yeah.
Bernardino, California,
Fontana area.
Fontana, yeah. So if you're interested in those, give us a call. We can give you more details. We also have Tanker out of Sandusky, Ohio, and Decatur, Indiana. Did
Yes.
I say that? That's pretty much it, though. Lots of it's over the road or regional.
What is the pay for the divisions?
For refrigerated, if we're in a lightweight truck, we'll start you out at 49 cents a mile if you're an experienced driver with at least 6 months of over-the-road experience. Tanker is going to be 51 cents a mile, and flatbed will be 46 cents a mile plus tarp pay.
And we do have team driving opportunities available. We do get that question a lot because we push the solo information just because we figure that's what most people want to do, but we have team opportunities. If you have a team driver that you're wanting to come in with, just let the recruiting team know, and they can get you under the same recruiter. You guys can start together, and you can go through the whole training program at the same time. All of our training is 1-to-1 though, student to instructor ratio, so you would have to split up during training. We're all waiting to read it. Michael said, I'm planning to come to Prime soon.
No.
Oh my gosh,
You
Nikki,
just scroll up. Like,
can't figure out YouTube.
I am not
There we go. Are you still training PSD or TNT?
I'm planning on coming to Prime
Are you still
soon,
doing?
Nick Jr.
I think he's asking you.
Are
you
you
playing-
PSD or TNT?
Yeah, I still train PSD and TNT. As a matter of fact, I haven't gotten a student now because of my truck being a manual. You know,
So if you're coming from a CDL school and you have a manual or a license without an automatic restriction, reach out to Junior. Maybe he
if
can-
I'm available, then I'll
Yeah.
train you.
It's not a guarantee. I'm just saying. It
Yeah,
may.
yeah.
Our training program, like we said earlier, it's primarily automatic. So you're gonna have that restriction on your license, which isn't as huge of a deal anymore because the industry is really moving towards, like the large fleets are moving towards the automatic trucks. But then there's some Klingons like Junior that has. You bought that truck, right?
Yeah, I bought that truck.
What
yeah,
year
it's
is it?
15.
2015.
Yeah.
So he has a manual truck, and he actually bought it, so he's going to keep it. But the rest of our trucks typically cycle out after 3 years. Kelvin said, "Will Prime move forward with the Volvo?" So we just talked about this yesterday at Driver Advisory Board. Drew Martin is in charge of Success Leasing, and he said that we are still monitoring it. It's not a no, it's not a yes, but they still don't have an ETA on when they're going to decide to move forward or not. We have 25 in the trial. 2 of our Driver Advisory Board members have a Volvo truck. They love it. I've only heard good things about it. I think the issues that they're seeing or they're wanting to resolve before moving forward is to make sure that the downtime, is not terrible. Our goal is to keep our drivers moving, and that's why we choose. We don't have a lot of truck options because we want to make sure our mechanics are trained on the trucks.
Downtime.
Downtime is minimal. They get
Yeah.
in and out of shops across the country, not just at our Prime terminals. And that's just something that they're looking at with Volvo. But a lot of the drivers are super happy. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, I mean, they like them.
Yeah.
They like them. It's just we look at data. We also, Drew talked about how there's not a lot of room in our truck order because we've already committed to Freightliner and Peterbilt orders for the next 3 years. So we're not going to just add a whole bunch of trucks if we can't fill them. So
And the training program just got updated a little bit. So if you don't know about the training program, go into the Prime website, right?
Yes.
yeah, primeinc.com. If you go to the Drive for Prime section, from the homepage, you'll see Junior's face. He's in a blue shirt.
Really?
We had a lack of photo options, so
So,
so just click on his
So we-
photo.
oh my God,
And you can see more about our training program. All the information has been updated, but we did increase our training mileage requirement, and we adjusted the pay a little bit. So all the information's on primeinc.com and driveforprime.com. You can also call our recruiting line. We're here 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, and we can break it down for you because it is overwhelming.
also
Yeah.
keep in mind that the application is only good for 30 days. So if you're not planning to come to Prime within those 30 days, don't fill out the application until you know for sure you're coming in. Because you don't want Prime to go ahead and spend all that money to get you, do all the research
Approved and everything,
approved,
yeah.
and then get your bus ticket, and then you're not ready. So
Yep.
definitely make sure you get with the recruiter. Now, when you fill out the application and the recruiter doesn't get a hold of you, you call recruiter.
Yep.
Leave a voicemail, and they will get back to you.
Yeah, so we have a small team. We have an automatic email that will go out if you apply or fill out a short form that'll give you a number to call. And that's not because we don't want to call you. Our recruiters will eventually get to call you, but we get over 1,000 applications a week on average, and we get thousands of calls and contact forms on top of that, and we only have 16 recruiters. So they're working as hard as they can. They're incentivized to work as hard as they can and bring in as many drivers as they can, but we're not superhuman. So if you call us and you're available to talk, that's the most ideal thing. So
Yep.
give us a call, get in contact with your assigned recruiter. If you miss them, leave them a voicemail so they know, who you are and how to contact you.
And the recruiters are pretty good about calling back after they have heard the voicemail. So, and Nikki, I can vouch that for Nikki. So
we all are. And,
I'm bad. I will admit I'm bad, but I don't recruit anymore.
Yeah, one thing that I run into is just make sure you have a voicemail set up as well, so you can know that I'm calling you, and also make sure that you don't have any calling restrictions, because I tried to reach somebody for like 3 days, and it kept saying they weren't accepting phone calls, and
that's
so
part of the reason why we started sending out that automatic email to call us, because we were getting so many people that we'd try to call and they would never answer, and then they would email somebody above us and be like, your recruiter's never called, and we're like, no, we have notes, we tried. But it's really hard to get in contact with people, and no one answers their phones anymore.
Scroll up.
I don't answer my cell phone.
No, scroll to the left and back up. Left.
He's teaching us how to use YouTube here. Okay, Naman said, I'm going to Pittston, PA with my permit. I'm wondering how long it will be before I get with a trainer. We will pair you up typically over the first weekend that you're here. The longest that we see is usually a week after that, but we have trainers that are willing and ready to pick you up right now. We do not have a backlog from what I understand.
Especially in Pennsylvania, they usually have them paired before you go. So.
And we can train you up in PA. They can pair you with somebody to be trained in the refrigerated flatbed tanker, or potentially even the intermodal division. They don't have any opportunities right now, but if you're interested in that, just let your recruiter know so they can add you to a list.
All right, Nikki, so I got a question. As a new person coming into Prime, I'm talking to you and I want to come to Prime and this and that, but how long will it be before I go home?
1 year.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long time.
It just depends on the individual too. I mean, if you want to stay, you can stay out as long as you would like. If you're with a trainer and they take home time, you're going to go ahead and take home time while your trainer's out, more than likely. Some people that I speak to don't really want to go home. They just want to stay out as long as possible until they get their own truck.
What I usually tell people, and the reason I was asking Nick is, she talks to a lot more people than I do. But when I talk to people, I tell them that it's usually between 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the trainer, because you got to account for a couple weeks for PSD training.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you come over, you get your CDL. Then you do a couple weeks in TNT phase, and at that point, you got 30 days to transfer your license, to your home state. So you got to go back before the 30 days up. So.
And some of it depends on how close you are to a terminal. So if you're in the Springfield area or Pittston area, and you can drive over, or somebody can come pick you up and take you overnight, then you could potentially get home.
There's so many different variables too that to answer that question, but I typically tell people at least 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because that gives you time to get your CDL, pass your, and sometimes you need to go home and get more supplies, because when you go out on your PSD, you only bring a little bit of, and by 4 weeks in, you know what you need on the truck.
Flat Cap Trucker says, how long do I have to be with Prime before I can become a trainer? So that is 9 months tractor trailer experience.
9 months now.
Yeah, 9 months. And so that could be at any trucking company, and then at least 60 days at Prime. So that's 60 days is really so you understand how to use our app, how to use the Qualcomm, how we use our, do our freight network and our live loaded calls and all the things we do here at Prime, which some other trucking companies don't do, before you start passing on knowledge and skills to someone else. So if you're interested in training, you would just let your fleet manager know and they can sign you up if you're qualified. If you're not qualified, they'll coach you so that you can get qualified to train.
What's the requirement? How long do I have to be with Prime if I apply with you guys and get my CDL here?
It's typically a 1-year contract. Now, we do a military fast track program for military veterans, and so that's cut down to 9 months. And so typically it's a 1-year agreement though.
Yeah, and that's 1 year from when you get your CDL. So the contract goes into effect the first Friday of orientation, and you have a 7-day opt-out clause. So if you get here and you decide Prime is not for you, we give you 7 days from the first Friday of orientation to back out, and we will cancel the contract. And that shows, and the whole reason we have that is because we don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. So if you're not happy, or if you're like, whoa, this is not what I expected, which happens, it does happen. Unfortunately, you won't get your $100 back because we do buy your bus ticket to get here and hotel stay and 3 meals per day, and there's cost involved, but we will void the contract. So you need to communicate with your fleet manager or recruiter if that does happen. It rarely happens.
Yeah. Prime's awesome. You're not going to want to leave.
We have a really high pass rate and a really high trifecta rate, which means people pass in the first time. It's over 60% on average. Over 90% go on to get their CDL in our training program that start with us. So it's very successful, but I'm just saying that because we are transparent as much as possible, but sometimes people have never left their state and they come to Prime and they're like, I don't think I can do this, and that's totally okay.
And not only that, but Prime's turnover rate it is at its lowest.
Low.
Is the lowest, you know what I mean? So people are staying, so that says a lot.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about the company. There was a question before that.
Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, I did it. How much driving experience does someone need to drive for Prime? Chris Dorsey. So
Well, really no CDL experience. Now, regular driving experience with just a regular license, you would have to have that license for 1 full year.
and if you want to come in as an experienced driver, then you need at least 6 months of experience. So if you skip any training, you have to have at least 6 months of over-the-road or regional of 5 states or more experience in a tractor trailer. And verifiable. It has to be under a DOT number. Some people like work on farms or for other people, but it has to be verifiable. Michael Croy said, how do I get a copy of the pre-trip inspection so I can study it before I get there? Unfortunately, we do not give that out on the Prime side. Recruiters don't provide that.
Yeah.
Each company is a little bit differently. We want you to come to our program and go through the process, and it's overwhelming if you don't really know what you're looking at. I think you have a video.
Yeah, I got a
Or
video
a couple
on
videos.
my YouTube channel, Junior Honduras, and you know, if you go into my how-to section playlist, then you can download the pre-trip inspection or watch the videos that I do for the pre-trip inspection.
Yeah, his
Awesome.
channel, like he says, Junior Honduras. We have a ton of drivers that make educational videos in almost every division.
Yeah.
I know John Ogren has a lot of tanker videos. There's a lot of people. These are just some that come to mind. There's another guy in flatbed. Can you think of what he did another video with me? No, he's super popular. I blanked on it, but just look on YouTube. There's a ton of resources before you get here.
Yes.
And ask questions, guys. If you have any doubts or questions about the video you're watching, definitely get with Prime or the recruiting.
Yep.
They will
some
be
of
happy
some
to
of the
help
videos aren't always accurate.
That's why I said get
Yeah.
with Prime or the recruiter
Yeah.
if you have any doubts about the questions.
And
or
things change too. I did a video with, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on everything? I did a video with, he had his picture on the side of the truck. He still runs, poker player.
LaShawn?
LaShawn Parks, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had me do a video, and I think it was 2015, and I was like, oh, no one will watch this. Well, it's got tons of views, and I still get calls almost every other week about like, hey, I saw you with that video on LaShawn, and our pay rates on there, for this is an example, are like way lower than they
Right.
are now. So always call if you see any information, whether it's Prime or anywhere else. Call the company to see what's actually going on.
There's a question there about the manual automatic.
Did it. Chris Dorsey said, is it mandatory to learn manual or train in automatic? So we're over 90% automatics in our fleet now. So we are gonna 99% sure put you with an automatic truck for training. So you'll have that restriction on your CDL. So if you have any other questions, you can ask us now. We'll answer a couple more here. We're just standing. It's beautiful outside. I don't want to go
It
back.
is.
Yeah, we're gonna continue this for a couple more minutes, and then we're gonna shut it down. But we try to answer as much, as we can. So, you guys, anything else you guys may want to add?
I want to add that we did a YouTube and Facebook video already before this, so if we seem a little tired or not super excited,
Tired?
that's
Who's
why.
tired? No,
It's not tired. I'm sweaty. It's like 90 degrees out here.
we're outside.
Hot.
So
That's it.
So, any other questions that are very common for you, Nikki, that you get whenever you're talking to the applicants or people that are wanting to come in?
How old do you have to be to drive for Prime?
You have to be 21.
How long am I going to be away from home?
At least 4 weeks.
My work history? How does it have to be?
We look at work history on a case-to-case basis, but typically it has to be at least the last 48 months out of the last 3 years has to be stable. So no more than 12 months of unemployment, not a lot of job hopping. We're just looking for the most stable individuals to come join our team.
All right, Mike. See you soon,
Mike,
man.
when you starting? Let us know. And she said work history, so everything's on a case-to-case basis.
Yeah.
So whatever you hear on this video, always call, always apply if you're interested. So we can, if you don't qualify now, we can let you know when you would qualify.
What's that number
Definitely.
again? The recruiter number?
888-664-9121. You can check us out on primeinc.com and driveforprime.com. We have tons of information on there.
The website just got updated as well,
Yes.
so definitely go on there and check out
primeinc.com, yeah.
the training information or anything, And
It's
again,
all on there.
if you have any questions, give Nikki a call. And your number is?
417-521-3598. If I don't answer, please leave me a voicemail.
All right.
All right, so-
And if you're watching this video after it's done, if you made it all the way to this point, please comment below with the next topic of what you want to see. I've had
Yes.
some people request some videos on our buildings yesterday. So if you have anything specific you want to see, truck models, you know, a certain building that's here, the pet wash, whatever it is, comment below and I will get to that as soon as possible. I'm
Also,
needing
we're
more
gonna,
ideas.
we're gonna do another video here in a couple weeks. So if you have any questions that you may have, answer them below. We'll try to get it to him. If not, if it needs more explanation, then we'll definitely put it up on the video and answer it then. But you know, thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Andrew Mueller, Nikki Yost, Junior Honduras, myself. Again, can't thank you guys enough for watching. So
Thank you.
See ya.
Have a good day.